Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. We finally have more Virtua Fighter Crossroads footage, and this time featuring new character? The Bakunawa Killer. So we knew we were going to get more Virtua Fighter Crossroads footage here at EVO, and it has delivered. And yes, as you can see by Pai Chan's very confused expression, her, as an OG Virtua Fighter character, seems to realize who the Bakunawa Killer is. And there's a couple guesses, I guess, but the most likely guess is that it is returning character Lei Fei. Now, I myself actually put it out there. I thought this was Go Hinogami, given the Bakunawa Killer seems to have pale skin and Go was definitely a bad guy. But the one thing about the Bakunawa Killer is he absolutely seems to fight very similar to Pai Chan's father, Lau Chans. And as we all know, Virtua Fighter doesn't have much story, right? That's kind of the thing that Virtua Fighter Crossroads is addressing, and it is paying attention to what little story there has been before. So in Virtua Fighter previous titles, Lau Chan's older, and in Virtua Fighter 5 he's much older. And unfortunately in 5 his health is rapidly deteriorating. You can see it in his eyes, right? And as per the game's producer, Richiro Yamada, Virtua Fighter Crossroads is somewhere nebulously between 10 to 20 years after Virtua Fighter 5. And in 5, part of just Lau Chan's idle animation is him coughing because he's very, very ill. Now, enter another character, Lei Fei. So Lei Fei is our monk character, and he's a master of a million styles. And specifically in the context of Virtua Fighter 5, his lore is he wants Lau Chan's style. In the context of the gameplay, he's a stance character, and he has a lot of stances and a lot of moves from the stances, and basically looking to add Lau Chan's arsenal to his own. And it looked like that might have finally happened. So when Pai knocks the mask off here, it's not acting like necessarily, hey, it's my dad. So unfortunately, I think Lau Chan might be a little late for the world, but she would know who Lei Fei is. And when we get to the trailer and we get to the moveset, like, okay, that's sort of like Lau's default, but then some of these things are like very recognizably Lei Fei. Like this, more than anything, is the most dead giveaway here. The Imperious hand behind the back here with the kicks, that is straight out of the Lei Fei playbook. Specifically, this is just back kick and guard, where he'll like get very high up kick with his hands behind his back, and he's got a couple follow-ups from it. In Virtua Fighter Crossroads, there's definitely more moves available to him. Just like Wolf and Pai, these old characters are getting newer moves, and this pretty much seems to be an evolution along those lines. So basically, a lot of this trailer, he fights like Lei Fei. It's not obviously Lei Fei, but he does stuff that basically Lei Fei would do, even if some of the moves are not exactly one-to-one. But then we get to the moves that are very distinctively Lau Chan moves. Like this one here, the flip overhead while holding the opponent's head and giving them the toss. This is Lau Chan and Pai Chan classic. Just flipping over, dunking him on the other side. It's not animated exactly the same because, this game is 20 years later, like in real world, right? So animations change. But yeah, very much inspired by it would seem. And then we have more like this big double palm that also causes the break effect, the new effect in the game, right? Big double palms, very much a Lau Chan thing, as you can see here in Virtua Fighter 5. Obviously, it's a lot more cinematic in the new Virtua Fighter Crossroads. Absolutely to the game's credit, to be sure. But yeah, so more stuff from Lau. And then the biggest giveaway of all is this. The giant leaping choke slam. Like, to me, seeing this in the trailer, this was the equivalent of like giant flashing letters saying, this is Lau Chan's moveset, this is Lau Chan's moveset. Because that is always been his move. Just the big choke slam with the jump and then dunking you down. Now, again, new cinematic flair. Animation definitely looks a lot better. New cinematic camera angles, all that kind of stuff. The presentation in Crossroads is top notch and very modern. But yeah, dang if this is not just Lau's move, right? So it looks like Lei Fei has succeeded in his quest to take over Lau's moveset. Now, of course, I would be a bit remiss here, just to put out possibilities. There is another Sega-aligned character that has a very similar moveset to Lau Chan. That being Lon D, the villain of the Shenmue series. So when it comes to just like how Lau and Lan Di move, how they carry themselves, very similar. I've seen some comments online that this character could be like Lan Di or like his apprentice or something. I don't know about that, but then again, with how crazy Crossroads is doing things, just maybe, like, who actually knows, right? Like, for my money, it would appear to be Lei Fei. We want returning characters for the game, but you never know. For those that do not know, there is the fact that Shenmue originally began as the Virtua Fighter RPG. So there always has been a link. And also, Londi does have that longer hair, and so does the Bakunawa Killer. Now, to be perfectly fair, it could be a wig. Lei Fei definitely shaved his head. He was quite young in Virtua Fighter 5. He definitely wasn't bald. But the hairstyle also sort of matches a little bit. So for the conspiracy theorists out there, just some food for thought. And then we have the context of whoever this person may be. They're taking out other fighters at the tournaments going on in our new city. Being Villa Sapara, where martial arts is king, because like guns and stuff like that are banned, which is, you know, the justification why everyone wants to kung fu fight. But yeah, it's interesting. So like for me, who actually cares about the lore, right? And there's very little lore. This evolution of maybe Lei Fei took out Pai's father and then, you know, took his moveset and added to the myriad of moves he already has. That would be great motivation for Pai to hate him a lot. It would certainly here in this scene when she sees the face, give her pause, because she absolutely would know who Lei Fei is. And, you know, probably a bit of a debt to settle. You know, Pai's 20 or so years older, but it's not like she would have forgiven and forgotten. Unless the line, how is this possible? Unless it's literally just Lau Chans himself and the reverse happened and he stole Lei Fei's moveset, but hey, who knows? But again, gameplay-wise, seems to be a fusion of Lei Fei and Lau Chans, so that's where I'm sorta at the moment. Like stuff what you're seeing on the screen right now, this is absolutely just Lei Fei's moves. And the stuff later in the gameplay segment is absolutely Lau Chans' moves. But this trailer and this character is being presented as the Bakunawa Killer, not just Lei Fei or whoever else it may be. Again, you know, I love Virtua Fighter, but the branding isn't the strongest. So yeah, you could just rebrand Lei Fei and just call him something else entirely. And for a lot of the audience, they're all new to Virtua Fighter, it would make just as much sense realistically. So yeah, Bakunawa Killer, let's go. Also, the name, Bakunawa. So if you've been following a lot of fighting games lately, there's a big Filipino love in fighting games, and the Bakunawa is a Filipino mythical beast. Specifically, to my understanding, a dragon that ate the moon. So if you're calling yourself the Bakunawa Killer, then, well, you're trying to say you're a pretty big deal, I suppose, given the weight of the mythology. But yeah, so interesting times ahead for Virtua Fighter Crossroads. The fact that we're getting new trailers now, it's not going to be another year plus wait between, you know, whatever the next thing will be. That's excellent, and I'm looking forward to more. But that said, my friends, I would love to know what you guys think, so please post in the comments below. And other than that, that's it for me, and that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Virtua Fighter.